the next thing I want to do is, now that I've done this lovely drawing, I've faded it out so it doesn't really show you exactly where it is on the roof. So I've now decided to dedicate this area to understanding that a little bit more. So I've done my first roof, and I might even write the word before. I'll just do it now. Before, and then I might write after. Okay, so I've decided to flatten out the roof to make it look more solid and slab-like. It also, and I'll write this too, it also allows me to place my sculpture on easily, alright, instead of having to lean it on the roof. Okay, and it makes it a little bit more stand out. If it was sitting on a diagonal like that, then everything would be kind of on a diagonal, whereas this is a little bit more solid and strong, and I like the balance. Okay, you can just write keywords. Yeah. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to do is, because I was on this kind of tangent of having a slab building, I wanted to know what, I looked at some slab buildings and I wanted to know what it would look like if it was sharp corners for the whole building or curved. Was I going for this really curvy kind of look, or was it going to be edgy? So I quickly drew out some perspective drawings. Okay, so the perspective points are here and here on that, so everything is coming, this one's really close, so the point's about there, and the other one is about here. And same with this one, it's a little bit lower down, the horizon line's straight through the middle, whereas on this one it's a lot lower down. Anyway, I just quickly sketched them out just to show the sharp versus the curved. I didn't bother too much with the windows, the details. The purpose of the drawings were to see what this would look like. That's why they're just dedicated to that purpose. Alright, so I feel like this whole half of the page really focuses on the roof and you know, the shape of the roof, the style. There's a lot more writing I can do. I feel like I spoke a lot more just then than actually is on the page, so I'm going to fill it all out. I'm going to fill all these gaps with writing. And now onto the other side of the page, I need to also look at these sculptural elements. Okay, so there's another sculptural element in my design, and that is the outside shelter. So I've started to draw it out. I'm not sure if you can see that very clearly, but it's in pencil. I'm starting to look at the steps that people will sit on. I wanted to design something that had like a gap, so people would walk down, big gap, walk down, big gap. And so a nice way for me to plan that out is to draw a bird's eye view. Okay, so these are all, like, that's a 2D, that's a bird's eye view, it's a perspective. They're all different techniques and tools, okay, that you can show your ideas and communicate your ideas with. And that's what the examiner is looking for, that you've used all the tools in your tool belt. So another tool in my tool belt is modeling. So I started to draw this out, this sculpture, and I actually had quite a hard time with it. It would be easier if I had it in my hand and I could turn it and really understand it better, because my original was just made out of paper and it didn't really make sense. So I have paused and gone over to my craft table and started to create a model.